issues are over, so we can stop chatting and start playing. 3-0 for those of you who are just joining us at this stage. AK's in across the board here for the T-side line. AWP's in for Zorti. The AUG's M4's SMG, of course, out for Kenzie in this particular exchange. Already utility coming in towards the defaults. A lot of smokes being thrown out early here.
Coming through from the LYNGBY Vikings towards the secret position. Jerry taking the extent of actually getting the height advantage over the top of those smokes if they do cross out towards that T-Rep position. A bird from Sky making sure that they're crossing close to the smokes. Oh, a lot of damage lined up. Rails is on 1 HP and Zorti's here in secret with the AWP.
A Molotov in. We'll try and force that AWP back. Well played there from Rawls. Bird from Sky moves into the CT yard position, smokes down on the main control. Rylax is going to try force an issue into the A bomb side. We've got Almaza backed up past the hut entrance, and Bird from Sky continues to campaign outside. He's all the way up in heaven, actually. I don't think anyone's watching the heaven control from the CT side, so he could gain a mountain of map control, allow Overwatch for a split in to the A side. Checking up position, Almaza may have given away his angle. It's Rylax here, ready for the headshot position, takes that kill. Flip trades back one, known here towards main, face in, suppressed, and Rylax doubles up with Bird from Sky to support. 3 versus 2, LYNGBY Vikings have the A site.
Oh, what a nice outside play from Bird from Sky, and just timed well to get into that heaven play. Even catches off the AWP from Zorti on rotate to heaven. Kenzie's probably just going to have to save onto this MP9, bring it into the next round, maybe see if he can upgrade to one of those weapons outside. But if he does drop that weapon, it may be heard from someone towards top side. I'll get that AK. Is he going to try and go for this? Being very, very aggressive about this approach. And looks like he's just completely evading the AK. Maybe try to get that AWP from Zorti in hell, actually.
Possibility here. Dependent Bird from Sky got it, and indeed he has. Grabs that AWP.
There it is.
Come on, there you go. Picks it up. Gets
Ooh.
another kill on NATO Sapphics as well. Okay, so damage has been done to the T side. The Kenzie just going to be able to maintain his life, keep that AWP in play, which is actually a pretty big pickup because the money is a little bit limited for the CT forces. I think they can just force the issue off the back of it. The odds at power match still even. Again, a little bit going in the favor of FORZE thanks to the early lead, but not much change in terms of the odds. You want to take advantage over at powermatch.com, get your bonus for the first deposit by clicking the banner underneath the Twitch channel.
Alrighto. Outside play from LYNGBY Vikings, at least in terms of the utility. We saw that last play where they went for the diagonal smokes outside. Bird from Sky was actually able to get a lot of map presence to slow walk into heaven. It looks like maybe a bit more of a lobby play coming in from LYNGBY Vikings. Maybe an upper execution. A lot of utility being lined up. It's just going to be the rush out.
Mat 10 first to face. Molotov's top of hut, back of sight. On default, flit in the air, midst of the smoke, spray through from Rylax and Rules, reads Almaza as well. 5 versus 3 game by the Vikings. The bomb plant is secured towards open and Jerry's backing off. In fact, all the CTs are going to go in for the safe call. Quick execution working wonders for the T side, and FORZE don't want anything to do with this round.
Yeah, they were out of there quickly. That was some really nice utility from LYNGBY Vikings. They had a couple of mollies towards the back default hut position, spamming through that smoke too of where Flip was trying to hide. And FORZE just, as soon as they lose a couple of players, Valmazer and Flit, just to instantly save and bring those couple of M4s and that AWP into the next round. Now, they probably have to force, right? Like, if there were maybe 2 players staying alive, then they probably eco around it. But with 2 M4s and that AWP of 3 players alive, they might have to attempt at least a force going into round 6. Money is not really there, so something to consider. Remember, Jay, they are a CIS team.
I think with these rifles, you can expect a force bite. Let's spot a deagle. Almaza spot a deagle.
A half bite,
No,
really?
they're going to go half Cs. I'm impressed, actually. I did not expect to see that at all. I honestly thought they were going to force the issue. But still 3 rifles, so it's still a pretty decent setup here for the FORZE side. Look at Rollshaver just rushing straight into the A-bomb site. Fast A play. No CTs there to suppress it. They're still doing damage to the likes of Jerry and Almaza. Bomb plant can be secured here. It's a 5v5 retake with heavy damage done to the CT side.
This could be a 5v5 save. Now I'm looking at it from FORZE because they don't really want to go for this, because if they hold the weapons in play, then it's going to help their economy going forward. So they might just try and look for exits. And yeah, you don't see this all too often, but LYNGBY Vikings rush the upper bomb site. It's completely open, and FORZE go, yeah, no, we're just not even going to retake.
I mean, it makes sense, you know, they didn't have a whole lot going into this one. Better to save the Kevlar and the the M4s, the rifles in for this CT camp. I can understand the sympathies behind it. It does mean that they can bolster up some rifles. And yeah, it does mean they're going to waste potential in this round, but they could lose a lot more than they stand to gain out of this one. The loss bonus still is not there for the CT side. So getting that Kevlar in, especially on Almaza and Flit, is going to be pretty valuable from them. Well, weapons, AWPs, M4s coming out. We'll see the next gun round coming through on round 7. 3 all to the board. FORZE may have got the pistol conversions, but LYNGBY Vikings are fighting back.
Both these teams actually found a little bit of success in 2020 when it came to the Eden Esports events as well, right? We saw FORZE winning a couple of the multi-vibes, and certainly NATO Safix from Nordavin being quite successful. Another rush comes into the upper bomb side. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Flit, though, from the top of hut, does get 2 kills, eventually gets traded. That's a much better defensive hold coming out from FORZE.
I mean, they still managed a 3 versus 3 from LYNGBY Vikings on an A rush, which is impressive on the trades, but even impressive that they managed to get so much confidence initially just going straight in towards the site. FORZE have struggled to deal with these A plays. And now they're going to set themselves up for a heaven retake. One player out from main is Kenzie, looking forward, seeing nothing in the corner, seeing nothing to the back of the site. Might suppress here from Rapno. Dinkov goes better for the T side. 3 HP for Rylax. He takes out Kenzie. Bomb out in the open. Orpa is watching position. Zorti going to tap that bomb one, try and force the T side players to face forward. Head of the one-way smoke. Bird from Sky gets the kill. All left to Jerry. Dealt with by Rylax. Beautiful triple for him and a beautiful 4 for LYNGBY Vikings.
You know, these lads look pretty good. 4-0 start from LYNGBY Vikings. Another rush coming out to the A-bomb site, just running out from Squeak Door. With Flit at least trying to hold for as long as possible. And I'm just wondering, Jay, do we see it again? Like, you can't just keep doing the same thing, surely. Or maybe you can.
Possibility. Right, and they're playing slow, and they're going to go towards more outside control, so change of pace here. I mean, they've tried that same strat 3 times in a row. Like, surely it can't work for a 4th. And FORZE themselves, they've bolstered this position. They've got 2 rifles now downstairs ready in the common choke point positions, back at the vent corner, and 1 player at the side of the silos. And the end result, it's going to be no contact from LYNGBY Vikings. They've got themselves out towards secret control, and 1 player towards outside that will draw a lot of attention away. And eventually they isolate the first kill on Flit, overextending by just an inch to give away his life.
A good find from the T side, and I mean, could even be another wrap outside towards Hell if they can get that. And Zorti being caught off in that heaven position, being tagged up just a little bit. The LYNGBY Vikings looking like they just want to split their way into the upper bomb site. Now, Almaza hasn't been seen as of yet behind the silos itself. Bits of utility coming in towards heaven. The backs are turned and Almaza finds first. Instant trade comes out and Jerry should get caught off, and he does. Another save attempt has to come through from FORZE. LYNGBY Vikings are really starting to find some consistency now on this T side.
Now they are. 3 versus 2, I should say. FORZE just left to hold on to the weapons. Now 1 player going down, and Kenzie leaves it all on Zorti, the scout. Better hold on to an M4 or an AK that's dropped at his feet just outside of the garage area. 1 player in Bird from Sky with a Ferrari peak gets the kill. LYNGBY Vikings. It might have been a rocky start with the pistol and conversions being shut down so easily for FORZE, but when the rifles come out, it's the T side that works so well. Partially down to the 6 skins they have on their guns. You can see one of them on NATO Safix, and you yourself can get your hands on some of those 6 skins using the discount codes that you saw on screen. Get your discounts and grab what you deserve only at hellcase.com. No such investments from FORZE in this round. It's half buys with SMGs and CZs.
It looks like it might be a lobby crunch here from FORZE. They've got a couple of aggressive players out from Hut and Squeaky. Even Jerry's starting to make a bit of a move from ramp with a teammate of Kenzie. And yeah, here it is. There's the crunch coming in. And it's just like the T side expected completely. Almaza only finds 1 kill. That is super well dealt with from LYNGBY Vikings. You could just see the way they were positioning themselves and the angles that they were being held. They expected massively an aggressive play to come in. And on a half by FORZE, they won't be happy about that at all. They get a single kill, and that is it. Hardly any damage done to the Ts.
Yeah, well shut down there by Rylax and NATO Safix. The simple headshots coming through for these guys. 6-3 on the T side board, and FORZE are taking a tactical timeout. And rightfully so, because the odds at Paramatch, now they found confidence here in the Danes. 1.28 to 3.45. Take a bonus for the first deposit if you want to take advantage of those odds. Click the banner below the Twitch channel. And yeah, shock to the system for FORZE. Definitely not expecting this kind of scenario to come out from the LYNGBY Vikings.
To think that they're a replacement invite too, Jay. Like, they went down in the closed qualifier in 5th to 8th place. They lost to Sinners in the quarterfinals after beating the Bulgarian mix of Mbappé in the round of 16. And they've come into this opening best of one, you know, here to play 6 rounds in a row after the technical pause that we've had. And FORZE, now they've taken a tactical pause to really see if they can shape things up. And Zorti with that AWP, we've really seen him being, I don't want to say underutilized, but in positions where LYNGBY Vikings aren't pretty much focal towards. That's really the outside play, because that's where Zorti's been, out from the heaven control.
Watching from heaven, hoping for contact. The smokes will clear. He'll see nothing. Suspects as a player at Garrett. Shuts down Fasher. Good read from Zorti. The bomb's still out there. Needs to be found. A split in towards the A site one more time. I mean, they've gone A so many times here. They made it successful. Rylax, or Riles, I should say, will combine alongside Rylax's flashbang to get flicked to full. Almaza with one trade back. AUG close to sight. Jerry falls. Almaza goes down. Such good trades for LYNGBY Vikings, forcing FORZE into awkward. Jules and Zorti and Kenzie, they've already backed off to save here. This is going to be another round for the T side. And FORZE just can't catch a break. Like, LYNGBY Vikings are playing so well around positionals. Like, it's not down to firepower. It's just down to throwing FORZE off in terms of the executions. 7-3 on the board for the T side here.
Yeah, positional-wise, LYNGBY Vikings have been just so crucial. Their trades have been excellent. Their opening kills have been great. And it's not even like mechanically they've just been insane. It's just that they've been winning really crucial fights and really important duels. Certainly pulling distractions away outside again from Zorti. And that was even FORZE finding the opening pick right from Zorti towards the Hell angle or on top of Hell. Trying to see if he can get eyes down on outside. 7 rounds in a row from LYNGBY Vikings. FORZE not having the easiest affairs at all. And while we did see those great pistol rounds, anti-eco conversion and the follow-up going their way, that is really the only thing that they can be chuffed about so far.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. This has been absolutely brilliant for these guys.
Another
LYNGBY
rush.
Vikings, another rush coming out. I think they're already onto the A site. Flitz, Kenzie, and Almaza are down. Zorti and Jerry just held it around like, what, guys? WTF just happened? Like, we've just been absolutely wrecked again by another A rush. This is a bomb plant to be secured. And they don't even get away with the M4. It's going to be an SMG for Jerry. This is shockingly good from LYNGBY. And FORZE in a really, really bad spot here as a result.
Yeah, this is not a way to start off the EDC campaign, because they had a rough time in Season 1. I know we spoke about it a little bit in the pregame, right? And went out in groups. The opening best of one was a 16-14 against Illumina, who have recently just got a new lineup. Ooh, nice couple of shots from Zorti. One swinging out, though. Probably doesn't expect that many players to be in through heaven. And great fights coming through. And look, although LYNGBY Vikings actually lose a lot on that hunt, they still take all the weapons out of play from FORZE. We've got to see another tactical, surely.
Yeah, and the best part about that post round was the fact that LYNGBY Vikings, you know, they did lose 3 players, but they've also got so much money, so it's worth it to go for the hunt.
Yeah.
The tactical pause for the Vikings, interestingly enough, actually. I guess probably to let it simmer, the FORZE are getting absolutely wrecked by the Danes today. 8-3 on T side. This is looking real good for them. It's also a moment of reflection as well. You talk a little bit about how LYNGBY Vikings were, you know, invited to replace North, and it's funny because they, you know, EDC pulled from the close qualifier teams.
Yeah.
And LYNGBY Vikings weren't even a runner-up. You know, you could have had Little Mix in this position. You could have had the Trick side who went further than than LYNGBY Vikings did. So the fact that they're doing this against FORZE is such a positive start, and like this is absolutely wreckage, I think, from these guys to prove that they've deserved this spot, and they're working well within the confines of what they have.
They certainly are, and maybe trying to prove to themselves, right, next season we want to be invited. Well, this best of one has been very, very shockingly surprising. I mean, I think we both sort of saw the upset potential that LYNGBY Vikings had, but I don't think we kind of saw it in this sort of way. FORZE might just get rushed on upon again. No, it's actually going to be a fake to the upper bomb side, pulling so much U2 over, and now they're going quickly into ramp.
Oh, Kenzie with an awkward spray is going to fall off to the ramp position. They're going to drop down in on him. They see the AWP of Zorti, but Bird from Sky pre-aims that angle, takes Kenzie right out of play, and the rotations from the CTs in through Secret can't get in to respond in time. They will open up the double doors, they read Jerry as well. Flit trades back, NATO Sapphix can respond. 3-on-2 situation. LYNGBY Vikings, again, the trades are okay from FORZE, but they're just not good enough to keep the man advantage.
This might be another safe. They might have to go for it, in all honesty, from FORZE. 2v3, it's not unwinnable. It might be their best chance they have at getting around in a while. Zorti and Almaze, AWP and M4, a little bit of utility between them, and just no one's peeking here at all from LYNGBY Vikings. They might just be backing off, and they are. Another round of the streak from the Danes. 9 rounds in a row in the best of one. LYNGBY Vikings are making FORZE look like fools in this BO1.
I did not expect this. I thought if LYNGBY Vikings were going to take this map away from FORZE, then it would have been a close affair.
It's just a misread in the veto, right? Like we said it in the pregame. Why is FORZE leaning to nuke? How did it come out? I mean, LYNGBY Vikings pick this in best of threes.
Yeah, I don't know what to say. Like, this is just decimation on another level. And FORZE, they made them a clean mistake from the word go, and they've been making mistakes ever since. How about the Orb CM force coming through across another 4-buy-back from the FORZE side. One player drops in. They do deal with rolls. Fasher can drop back. Flashbang over against 2 CTs. Zorti is blind, but so is the T side. M4 back from Jerry here at Garage. Gets a secondary kill on Bird from Sky. 5 versus 3 is Flit now. Route is in, and Fasher caught out in the open. NATO Sapphix and Rylax here. They get the bomb towards the site, so they can secure a bomb plant here.
Big disadvantage, though, in for LYNGBY Vikings. This is looking fantastic from FORZE. A lot of emphasis on that outside play. It was actually the split top main to come down from the T's. It just didn't quite work out for trades. Wide swing coming out from Flit too, and NATO Sapphix is the only one left. 1v5. Might as well have a bit of a go at this. There's so much money left for the T side, so at least if he gets some kills, he limits what goes forward from FORZE in the next few rounds. Bomb looks like it's just going to be stuck. NATO Sapphix finding one, potentially a secondary kill, but FORZE have already defused the bomb. Got that retake together. And finally, it's a round, and it's a pretty convincing one too from the Russians.
I mean, it's one convincing round, though, out of 9 that LYNGBY just found in a row, so...
Yep.
And of course, they're on a buyback because they've got so much money. I think they can buy for the next 2 rounds. Like, they're going to be fine to reinvest. Like, you know, the damage being done by FORZE is not going to be enough to reset them. To deal with the AKs throughout the entire rest of the half. AWP towards outside. Zorti misses the shot. And his crosshair right on the man. I think his movement inaccuracy really screwed him up there. Almaza will combine alongside Jerry to get a first kill on Fasher. Fit will fall. 1 player crosses. That's the bomb from Bird from Sky. And now Zorti can chime in with the orb, finally getting his kill towards outside. Rylax enters from Squeaky. No one's watching him from this heaven position. And now as Rolls falls, it's all left to Rylax on the A site. 1 versus 4. Seen and sprayed and taken down. And finally, FORZE looking like a confident team again.
And there we go. That's what we want to see from FORZE. We want to see some confident rounds. Great response, I think, from Zorti after missing that kill out from Secret. Pushes forward with the crossfire from Jerry and Almazer outside. Even gets another pick off. And LYNGBY Vikings, well, already, I mean, like, I think they'll be pretty happy with 9 rounds on T. If they can get to 10 and make it double digits, then that would be an incredible achievement going forward. One thing I have noticed from them too is the outside smokes come in really, really quickly for the Danes rather than throwing them at like the 130, 120, even 1 minute mark that we see from like the majority of nuke teams.
Outside control coming in from the T side. Smokes the main cross and Garage, and they'll just walk straight close towards them, get in towards Secret with Jerry. The only player watching the double doors entrance. Majority of players down here for what seems to be a B split. They've got to get the players back in from the upstairs angles though. Kill on the first man, dropping that bomb. They've seen what's coming with the CT side. No adjustments from the ramp players though. They're going to come in close and try to go for the retake. They've only seen a couple of individuals, so they know that there's going to be some attention drawn towards them over to the ramp play. It's NATO Safix next to fall. Rylax swinging in, sees two, only gets damage towards one. As Rolls and Fashion now left towards the retake positions on the B side itself.
A big lurk play tries to come through from the T side, and more aggression just keeps coming out. Now, Rouse has to be the one to try and clutch out for the T side. 1v4, and everyone's coming out from ramp. This looks to be an impossible clutch, but the time is running relatively low. There are kits in play. He does find that first kill, though.
Great flashbang in as well, blinds them off. Second flashbang coming out as well. Popping around the corner. They're all blind. The spray's going to connect. Rolls. Deagle out. The big veteran. Can he win it? No, he can't. But he's done enough for the round. What a huge play to close the half for LYNGBY Vikings.
Oh, they'd be pumped. They'd be absolutely pumped with that one. A 1v4 coming out from Rouse. And just the way he doesn't overpeak at all. The flashes were fantastic. They slow the play right down. Deals with the first player, even the diffuser of Zorti. And Kenzie's just got no time. He might find the frag, but doesn't have the round. And that really just indicates how this opening series has gone, Jay. I can't believe he wins a 1v4 clutch like that.
Those flashes were so unbelievably perfect. To blind them off at first and then blind them off when they didn't expect the second one to come through. Like, that was just, that was a thing of beauty right there. Unreal. Unreal game sense from him. And now 10-5. Shut up. 10-5 for LYNGBY Vikings going into the CT side. Double flash and defuse for Bird from Sky. Utility for Jerry and Kenzie. This looks to be an upper setup already.
Yeah, Fasha's got a really big off angle here. I'm not sure if I'm a big fan of this. It's getting a lot of distractions being pulled behind him in through main, but his eyes are still locked in the squeak door entrance.
He's got some outside presence from the CTs up at heaven to try to deal with the player that's currently working in that angle. Mid positions, Fasha, hold back to a standard corner angle. He's got his crosshair trained on armors his head. It all comes down to whether or not they go for the swing. It's Zorti, the first man outside, dealt with. Molotovs to the hut position. Flashbang catches him blind. They do struggle to deal with him initially, but they do get the kill in the end. 4 versus 4. Rylax back of the bomb site, unable to do much because they're not going towards the B play. They're down through vents. Still got NATO with the USB tap. Stu gets that one frag. Not quite that second. He's struggling a little bit. He's got backup in rules towards the other side of entryways. 4 versus 2 eventually come up with those kills. And Jerry and Kenzie, last player standing. One player in observation. Jerry going to get caught off guard as he throws away his pistol. Tries to get another one upgrade, but Rolls gets Kenzie Mimo on the bomb site itself. So Jerry is left alone to clutch it. Bomb on a site. Dealt with from Bird from Sky, and that's confidence again in the pistol for LYNGBY Vikings.
What a start to the second half. After you win a big clutch in round 15, you start round 16 off with a big positive. For FORZE, like, decent utility to actually get that 4-on-4 trade and go down into the vents, but there were just so many players already on rotation that were in decent positions. LYNGBY Vikings brought 2 players of NATO, Suffix, and Rouse down to that lower bomb site from ramp, both through the entrances. FORZE don't even get a bomb plan. They're just going to be glocking out round 17. LYNGBY Vikings are getting closer and closer to 16th, Jay.
Ooh, scout shot for NATO. Connects real easy for them. The M4 out from Bird from Sky. Holds down alongside NATO. Sapix not missing any of his shots. 3K from Bird from Sky. 12 to the board of the LYNGBY Vikings. Still, they dominate. I don't think Paramatch were ready for this to get so one-sided. They had dead set even odds at the start of the game. If you want to check them out at paramatch.com. If you want to check them out at paramatch.com, then you can do so by clicking the banner underneath the Twitch channel. Get some bonus. Get your bonus for the first deposit up to 100% in some regions. AK's in for FORZE, and they absolutely need a victory. This is the best chance as a bonus rifle for the LYNGBY Vikings.
Oh, Bird from Sky is super aggro outside, but he's still doing damage. The damage coming into Flip playing top silo, the secondary peek onto Kenzie, and he takes 0 damage in response. An aggressive move outside that for a moment looked like he was going to get punished, and instead it goes the other way. What a play, what a move coming out from LYNGBY Vikings to start off the opening gun round.
that might be the beginning of the end. I'm not going to lie. Something tells me that this one is going to be all said and done at this stage. Looks on the Zorti moves downstairs with the AK. There's an SMG also in play towards the double doors. Wouldn't shock me if you managed to get this kill somehow here, Fasha. 50 seconds to the clock, and the T's have the bomb still upstairs in the lobby position. They need to act soon.
Yeah, time running pretty low here from FORZE. Fashion just jump spotting, already seeing out the secret player. Closing double doors, now seeing if he can get a bit of a sight line into the site itself. Bit more defensive. But they're doing a really good job of at least trying to disallow the map control from the lobby players. But Jerry has got a kill in through main.
4 versus 4. They haven't checked rafters. Rylax takes out Armorzer. Still got Flit in play on low HP. Jerry's trying to enter up here towards the main position. Rylax has seen him. Does get a dink up before he goes down. With the family, he's done so much. And Nato still on site. Embor takes 1 and 2. All left to Jerry. He's got 4 points of health. The USP can finish the job. And that's exactly what it does. 13-5. FORZE not even a bomb plant in that rifle round.
Oh, LYNGBY Vikings. Well, I kind of looked at them in this group, Jay, and thought, yeah, you know, maybe they're a team that can do some upsets. Maybe they can keep the series as competitive. But they are showing that they are here to play and that no one is a threat. When you've got Sprout being shaky as they were in that opening best of 1 with just pulling a result against Ethereal, and now a 13-5 scoreline from LYNGBY Vikings over FORZE so far. Things are looking absolutely excellent for the Danes.
It's funny too, Dweg. We talked a little bit about the rivalry between FORZE and Ethereal and how we wanted to see that in the upper bracket match. And you were saying, I hope that FORZE lose this one so we can get that match in the end of the lower bracket. And I think you might get your wish at this stage, Dweg. Call it a jinx, call it what you have. At the moment, LYNGBY Vikings are being stalled against these 4-sport pistols of FORZE. Rules and Fascia set to fall. 5 versus 3 gained right now by the T-side line.
Yeah, Bird from Sky's got to make a bit of a play here for decontamination, at least get a couple of kills, bring the advantage back. Bomb plant doesn't quite go down, being faked out from Flit as he just swings onto him. A Crate Deagle shot coming out from the T-side, and well, that's pretty much the save now. Bird from Sky had to do some damage, and well, didn't happen. And Nato, Safix, and Rylax just holding on to this AK and M4, at least tried to hold on to them. But whether FORZE continue for the hunt, we'll have to wait and see. But the T-side, Jay, have found at least something. I got a gun round going their way. Well, not really even a gun round, right? I mean, it's not too much of an investment. It was almost like a force buy, but they didn't really have a lot of rifles in play. It was mainly the pistols.
Yeah, a lot gained out of that round for FORZE. Still quite an amount of cash to work with for the LYNGBY Vikings, so they have themselves a buyback in the next round. An AK set for Native Safix as well means that they've got a little bit extra firepower to deal with the head Kevlar. Second tactical called by the Danes. Will they allow FORZE a comeback? They're going to try and shut it down right here, right now. Weapons being dropped so they can sort out the specifics of the buy here, and they should be able to get an AWP for NATO. Yep. So rifle standards coming through here for the CT side again, just to figure out the specifics of the buy. Go up against FORZE, who don't have an AWP, but they have plenty of AKs here.
Yeah, funny enough, it's actually the in-game leaders of both sides that are the leading fraggers. Bird from Sky with 14 and Jerry with 15 for their respected units. Some of them are quite close, though. Certainly for LYNGBY Vikings, you've got 3 players on 13 kills and 13 rounds. Coincidence? Well, a big lead going in through the LYNGBY Vikings FORZE. I mean, it's really just survival at this point. If they can get a bit of a comeback going. Bird from Sky was quite successful last time he went for an outside aggressive approach. He's doing the same again.
So far, seeing nothing here. The teams have been very passive on their positions. LYNGBY have to hold the garage area and try and defend main from a very passive position. Fascia leaning up with the M4. Bird from Sky backed up. Seems like they're going to set some spokes towards outside, so they do eventually want to take some outside control in the end.
And Nato Safix very deep in from secret. We see Zorti playing around this position a fair bit in that first half. Now, with those smokes going down, NatoSuffix actually starts pushing forward from Secret. Now, the one advantage he does have from here is literally seeing nothing outside. So that information that it's a fake play comes through immediately.
Actually, going to hear some footsteps on the roof. Rafters player revealing no info. It's Kenzie that catches NATO off guard outside. Rylax will fall. Fasher with a trade, doubling up before he gets traded by Zorti. 3 versus 2. Kenzie is low. The bomb plant can be secured. The main issue is going to be those 2 players on the site in Zorti and Jerry. As Kenzie goes down now, rolls, presses into the lobby crunch. Bird from Sky presses up to the main position. Going to go back towards Heaven, it seems. That seems to be the 2-pronged attack that these guys want to go for.
They've got a kit in place. They can slow it down, but they've got to make sure they're peeking off one another. They can't isolate any of these 1v1s themselves. Raul's trying to see if he can clear out some of these angles from Hut. Molly going down towards Zorti's position could force him out into the open. Very, very slow here from LYNGBY Vikings. Finally getting into the site. There's the first kill, and there is the second. They've got to get onto the bomb with the player with the kit, and LYNGBY Vikings have done it. They just get the kills together in just enough time to get the 14th and even recover that AWP from NatoSuffix. That is very well done from the Danes.
So well timed and so well coordinated from those 2 final players for the LYNGBY Vikings side to get those kills together and just shut FORZE down for another good round. They've gotten 1 so far on T side, 14-6. LYNGBY looking dominant as anything. And with 1 final buyback from FORZE, if they can't get this next round, then they're going to be as done as a dodo. Smokes up, HE's, Bird from Sky. Take place in towards the main position, expecting some serious squeaky control. Got 1 player that was outside. There could be a bit of a problem.
Ooh.
Jerry gets 2 entries. Rylax can get the trade together. Flitz quick to follow it back. Rylax and NatoSuffix getting together with the kills. Rylax traded. AWP still on site, and Rules supporting from Heaven. They know that they've drawn the majority of CT presence up here towards the A play, so they can start rotating back to B. And Flitz got a flank in. Will Rules read this? Will he catch the outside player or the player close? No. Flitz shuts him down. It's all on NATO now.
Yeah, he started clearing out lobby, and, well, there may be a bit of a chance here to drop the bomb if he continues his outside approach. It depends on whether FORZE end up going back towards this A site. They've already got Kenzie to lower, who's pulling a lot of distraction away, but a minute left on the clock. There's a lot of options and a lot of time for FORZE to work with to try and figure out where NatoSuffix can be. And really, as long as they don't go in towards A, this should be a pretty simple conversion from FORZE. Oh, that bomb could get dropped outside of main.
It does. 40 seconds. NATO can actually open up the squeaky door entirely. There's smoke that does go down. Here's Kenzie coming through. Is he going to pop through that smoke? There's a player top of the hut, however, so if he pushes forward, it's going to be very risky. He lets him go by, or does he? What's the play from NATO? Oh, this is all down to timing and positional information. Catches that 1 frag close range against Kenzie. Can he quite land it? No scope also doesn't connect. Oh, NATO, that was ballsy. It's a shame it didn't work out there. So close yet so far. 7 to the border. FORZE keeping themselves alive by the skin of their little teeth.
He really did do everything right. He gets that pick, the bomb gets dropped, and then as soon as Squeaky gets smoked, especially from hearing the angle of that smoke, he's got to realize that someone's got to be close to the hut position and catches off Flit, but just quite not landing those shots towards the final player of Kenzie. A big clutch ends up going the way of FORZE, where it looked like they were just going to finish that round pretty easily. And Forcepire coming back for LYNGBY Vikings. NatoSuffix, considering he's the AWPer, certainly doesn't want to spend all the money that he has. At least have a little bit in the reserve, but this could still be quite a damaging round from the CTs.
We saw what FORZE could do with the Deagles. Why not LYNGBY do the same? I mean, if they can do it, then it certainly would be more crippling to FORZE than the vice versa situation. Still 7 rounds in the lead. Peeking up to the top of Hut. Can't see Zorti. Can't see Fash hasn't overextended that far. Oh, awkward shot. Awkward miss as well, so wasn't that player back as FORZE move forward onto the outside control. There are players on the indoors areas for LYNGBY. NATO can go ahead and join them here, so it's all just a case of timing and how they deal with the hit.
Zordi's been able to sneak his way into garage with a teammate. He's the one with the bomb on his back, and the one that was dropped the bomb in that last round. Very slow and passive here coming out from FORZE, and LYNGBY Vikings have been very silent when they've started to reposition. Raul's now being brought over from Ram, but it's actually Bird from Sky that finds that first pick, and there's still more players aggressive in through Hard.
Kill found, nade back, damage done to Jerry next. Spray through on the SMG of Fasher. Eagle back for Almaza, finally gets those 2 kills as Jerry follows suit on Bird from Sky. NATO still does damage though, falling back out, Rawls going to position alongside him. Both these players moving up, the smoke goes down, trying to suppress from the hot angle. The bomb can get planted successfully. NATO is first to face, sees Zorteam missing his Deagle shot, so Rawls left alone, also dealt with by the AWP. They clean house against the anti-force buy. It should be eco round now for LYNGBY. USPs are plenty for the CT side.
Well, it's a comeback. How far it goes is sort of yet to be seen. But FORZE are now starting to bring some T-side rounds together. I think the one thing they've got to be aiming for is just finding a bit more consistency here. 6 rounds the difference to tie it up. And considering that was a force buy from LYNGBY Vikings in that last round, it's going to be a pretty harsh eco and, bit interesting. They're bringing everyone to lower, maybe to pick up from secret? I don't know. Like, normally if it's an eco on the city side of Nuke like this, you maybe see like an aggressive outside play. Maybe you stack up from heaven, but you don't normally see them dive towards lower. So I only sort of think that it's going to be a play in from secret.
Curious setup as the T start walking out and start realizing the A is completely opened up.
Imagine they nade.
Hey, Kenzie has one right now towards Secret. You can put down, sees what's coming. Spray 2 gets 2 and 3. Not quite the 4th or the 5th, and they should finish on the likes of Rylax, who's so low. And he's gone 14-9 now, LYNGBY Vikings. In a couple rounds come back for FORZE. The T side started to go well. Now the rifles are out for the CT camp. There was a basic eco round. Let's see if they can finally shut this down.
Yeah, LYNGBY Vikings probably realised, can't guys, let's get this over and done with relatively quickly. Let's not choke the 14-7 lead that we had for a pretty long time. Ooh, I think we're going to have a bit of a stop pause here.
Yeah,
it's all right. Get that restarted. Tell me, Jay, what do you reckon? Give me a guess, an educational guess of what this could be. Oh, I think I play DC.
If you asked me 5 seconds beforehand, I probably could have given you a decent answer, but...
I mean, you hear some funny ones, like spilt, like, drink on the mouse pad, and you're like, what? What is a drink doing anywhere near the computer setup? Recipe for disaster.
It's funny as well because, like, you know, like when I went to school, we got like the whole like, you know, rundown of like, you know, computer safety, like how you have to have your eyes at level with your monitor,
yeah, no one does that. Yeah.
Which I absolutely don't do. Have to have drinks that are so far away from your desk, which I absolutely don't do.
Get the sippy cups going.
You got to use surge protectors if you have a lot of gear, which I certainly do, and I absolutely don't do. So I would be shocked if players. I mean, like I'd be shocked if any of the players actually followed any of those guidelines when you know, that we were taught. That is assuming they were taught them, which I don't know.
Safety.
Yeah, I don't know if Danes or Russians were taught any of that. I don't have no experience with the Danish or Russian school system. But no, it's fine. It's just a DC problem, so we're fine on that respect. Like,
well, recently I think that there was like on one of the player cams of like ZywOo drinking like milk, and everyone was like, "Oh, boys, that's the secret. Let's drink milk." And I was just thinking about it. I was like, imagine spilling milk like that. That just goes everywhere. Like that's not something that's easy to clean.
I mean, yeah.
Like water's okay, but milk. Like imagine in the keyboard, on the PC. No, you know what? I don't even want to think about it.
Especially because most keyboards come in like, you know, in the color black, and it's like, imagine spilling white milk on that. It's like, you've got to get a new keyboard, or like even mouse pads. You know, like you've got to get a new mouse pad at that stage. Nah, that's just not happening. On the contrary, though, like seeing that, I'm surprised that there's no milk companies out there that have tried to sponsor Vitality or ZywOo, having seen that, because that would be the ultimate big boy marketing play ever.
Get the milk. Get the milk.
Get the milk. Get the milk. Get the rounds as well. LYNGBY Vikings 14-9. Maybe they might have to channel some of that inner ZywOo milk and try to get something going on this one. They just need one more good round, I think, and they'll just have the momentum swing that they need to just close out this map up. FORZE on the warpath back into the game, though. 5 rounds of difference. Right now, the AWP of NATO Sapphics is trying to press further forward into the hut position onto lobby. We'll see where Fitzat take him down, drop that bomb. Rylax also there, fully flat, takes one out from the heaven control. Secondary flash will keep him blind. NATO's basically isolated, but his teammates are coming in from the ramp control, so he's got some backup, still has bomb control. 5 versus 3, making it 2 as Saucy goes down next. Kenzie can isolate one good frag back to return, but needs a little bit more alongside his teammate. 3-on-2 scenario favorable to the Vikings.
Kenzie did at least a fair bit there to bring that round back in favor of Forza, but not enough. Al Mesa now in a 1v3, probably even anticipating that lobby control is still taken here by the city side, which it's not. We saw for a moment that NATO Sapphics was pushing hut and Rouse was doing the same from ramp, but as soon as he finds that first pick, he just falls back. Now, there is an opportunity to try and pick up back that bomb, but he might have to take some gunfights in doing so. Trying to clear out this main position, look up to heaven. Bomb dropped in the middle of the upper bomb site. And look how passive LYNGBY Vikings are taking this. They're now actually coming through in the backlines to clear out lobby again. Almost like a retake setup. They don't mind if Al Mesa gets the bomb down.
Spotted there. Tap once. Trying to force rolls to peak, trying to get him overly aggressive, deny that bomb plummet. As you mentioned, they don't care. Eventually they'll swing fast enough to take him down. Deny any money bonus, not that it matters for Forza. They're going to be on force buy regardless, and they have the money to afford the rifles. It's match point for LYNGBY. The upset may be a lot more likely than you would expect, and definitely it seems like it's on the table at this stage.
And unfortunately for the new players, Kenzie and Zorti being signed to Forza 2 days ago, Jay, and it does not look like it is going to be a positive start to their EDC campaign. LYNGBY Vikings 1 round away from being able to get what most people would say is a pretty big upset in a pretty convincing fashion. Bird from Sky outside has got Kenzie just on the other side of that smoke. Ooh.
Oh, he's found Bird from Sky at the edge of it, though. To start out, opening things up for Forza. They need to follow up with the starts to go even further forward than this. 5-on-4 scenario. LYNGBY have Rylax ready to bear down on the squeak door. Nice off angle, though. You don't see a lot of players playing, and that could be enough to catch Forza off guard, especially if they go quick here. Flash is evaded. Almaza still swings, gets the shot, so never mind on that front. 5 versus 3. Are they going for the vent dive? I believe they might be. Well, maybe playing towards the A site. No, Jerry drops into the A from heaven control. Flash will get 1 frag and 2 to drop the bomb. Jerry trades it back. It's all left on rolls now.
1v2. We've seen him clutch before, Jay. Think back to that first half to close it. And it's all a matter of timing. Molly coming out, he's going to be forced into the open, drops the bomb, but goes down to the Molly with the help from the bullets from Jerry. 10 rounds now up for Forza to try and see if they can bring it back. What? 11-1, get involved. Like, come on, 5 rounds in a row for Forza to bring it to OT. I don't know about that one, Jay. Like, if they get a hold of the economy, that could really turn around quickly. Those are some risky odds from Paramatch.
USP's out for LYNGBY as well, so this could end up being a good round for the Forza side. I say that. The stack outside almost ended up taking a couple layers down. Hold the phone. NATO left alone. Bombs out on the back of Jerry. He does deal with it. That's 3 players worth of damage. So I don't know about the gaining economy control for Forza, but LYNGBY definitely doing the damage. All 5 players can buy. There's going to be a severe lack of utility, at least for the Forza side. 4 rounds to go to the OT.
And now for LYNGBY, I'm kind of looking at this and I'm thinking, right, they've got a gun round in 27. They can eco in 28, get a gun round in 29, and then scrape away a buy round in round 30. So really, they've got 3 decent attempts of closing this map. And is there another stop call? Oh, damage has been done though. Look at Rylax.
I think I heard the tick before Rylax took some damage though, so
we might have to check this.
I think in the spirit of the rule, it might just be worth it to call it. Okay,
Yeah.
no, that's fine. They're going to rerun the round, it seems. So 15-11, LYNGBY not quite able to turn over this round just as of right now. Obviously, a small tech issue as Almaza did disconnect over on the Forza side. All ask for a little bit more time. They've been plagued with tech issues all day, which does concern me if they manage to go through and somehow reverse this back into an overtime and take a best of 3 opportunity against the likes of Sprout. We'll see whether they can make it happen, though. So,
Do you know, Jay, actually, that LYNGBY Vikings is like a part of the LYNGBY Boldkamp, I think is how you say it, that are currently playing in the Danish Superliga in football. AGF also have a football team of a CS team as well. It seems like it's a common theme in Denmark that a lot of like the football clubs have got involvements in like some way with Danish teams in CS. Even the logo is exactly the same.
I mean, obviously, the most famous one was FC Copenhagen, so...
Yeah, you had North as well, but somewhat... yeah, well, now, but yeah.
They used to have North. They don't anymore.
I even think Aalborg is like a quite a small Danish team as well. They've got some football heritage there too. I mean, it's a great way for like traditional sports to be able to find like a crossover to esports, right? Of being able to get teams, maybe not in CS, but in other games too. It's great to see that there is that kind of support. One thing that is great as well is if you do have a football club backing you, I mean, it could be other sports as well, is obviously the facilities. I know that things like psychologists, you know, they come from like the actual sporting team, and even like boot camp facilities and what have you. A lot of the time you see in like the football stadiums, there might be like a room for the esports team. So yeah, good to see the involvement from outside sources.
Yeah, I mean, I just kind of wish that there were more like English football clubs that would get involved in
You know what?
CS.
That is something we've got to push, Jay, right there.
We've got no shots.
Daggers is coming through.
Mate, we can't even compete in football, let alone esports.
No.
Like, let's get the first part down. Let's get the first part down before we start thinking about esports for Daggers. What about Watford? Do you guys have any esports teams?
FIFA?
Oh, yeah, you got okay. Well, yeah, the FIFA Premier League is fair enough.
Yeah.
But do you have any other ones?
No, I don't think so. No.
Gotta get actually good at football yourselves before you.
He's calling it! He's calling it!
Where were you last season? Oh, Premier League. Yeah.
Where are you for the last 90 years?
Look, at least I can acknowledge we're terrible, but you guys, on the other hand, I don't know what's going on with your club. Anyway, 15-11, LYNGBY. Back up on the rifles again, the AKs. And the AWP for Zorti. Where's he been this game? 12 kills in 27 rounds. It might be one of the limiting factors for the FORZE side. Flit and Kenzie move forward onto the outside control. Some smokes down to buy a little bit of cover. NATO Sapphics just missing the chance to take out Kenzie. He's down in secret now.
Yeah, Kenzie is doing wonders, I think, on this T side. He's been involved in a lot of these comeback rounds for the FORZE side. And he's just pulling a distraction here by the looks of it. Try and see if he can pull some util, some rotates towards that lower bomb site. The ramp players get in. A big shot out from Almaze to find the opening advantage. And quickly the split into lower continues.
Straight into the B site, not even wasting any time with this. I don't even know if LYNGBY Vikings want to waste time with the retake either. It's a 4 versus 4, but they are just well out of position, and they're going to take their sweet time getting into positions. Where are they going? Outside to see? No, safe. They're just going to go safe. Yeah, I mean, the money's not quite there for LYNGBY, so just hold on to the weapons, I guess. 4v4 could have been possible if they were just rotating in time, but they were so, you know, lackadaisical about going towards the side. They're just going to play passive and save the weapons.
Can you see the face, Jay, in the double doors? I don't think we'll see that again, unfortunately. But look,
I'm looking at it on the stream though. I do see the face now that you put it out. So.
Look, for FORZE, right, they're going to be pretty happy. They are really like bringing this back now. It looked like for a moment, for quite some time, that LYNGBY Vikings had just been so far ahead that they were just going to close this first opening BO1 with ease. And now I'm getting to a point where I'm honestly a little bit threatened by FORZE, where I'm sort of thinking about it. You know what? 3 rounds to OT, it's certainly doable, especially if they're landing shots like what Almaze did to open up ramp.
And Molotovs being thrown back and forth between these both sides as they try and see if they can suppress out the squeaky and main positions. NATO Safix, the AWP up towards heaven, going back down to lockers one more time, trying to see if he can catch any vision on anybody at all. If he can find a frag, then it might be good enough to just get them past that finish line. Mackenzie again towards the garage area. Now NATO has adjusted for it. 2 players to find in this position. Mackenzie to swing. Good flashbang puts them out. Still gets the kill on Almander. He thinks he's safe. He refaces. Does take a lot of damage back from the AWP with the T sideline, and Kenzie gets rolls, so now he should be an own entity. Can NATO adjust against him, or is he going to get pushed in at close quarters combat? 1 pixel seen, but couldn't land the shot. Flashbang evades, smoke down to buy some cover. He needs some serious backup right now. That nade does damage, still doesn't get the kill on Kenzie, and still the wallbang does not connect. Ooh. Finally, the engagement goes the way of the CT side.
Oh, NATO Safix has done a lot in this round. Those were some really awkward duels, but he still gets 2 kills. He is incredibly low. This is a bait play coming out from LYNGBY Vikings. They're playing 2 players to the closed heart position.
And NATO and Rylax on the A side defense. Jerry waiting for an engagement. He hears the jump face on the player in the back of the site. 20 seconds, and Rylax is going to become the main entity of the defensive. 2 players, however, play in the off angles. 1 kill comes back, trades good for Zorti, and Bird from Sky just sits and waits. The AWP has absolutely no idea, and neither does Flit. They thought they cleared it. They were wrong in every factor. 16-12. It's LYNGBY Vikings that progress onto the winner's best of 3. A huge upset to take in this one, but we gave them the credit where it was due. It looks so much more monster from the Danes than what we first thought, though.
Yeah, I think it was a misread from FORZE in the veto. I think that they'll probably look at this best of 1 thinking, right, maybe Nuke wasn't the right map to go on. But look, for LYNGBY Vikings,